92. The teachings of the Lord of the Second Coming. 2.2. The Abel-type view of life. Some people regard the progress of history, from the medieval to the modern world, as a process which has alienated people from God and religion. This is because they view history according to the Cain-type view of life. The original nature, however, not only pursues external values, it also seeks internal values, as medieval people were prompted by their original nature to pursue internal values. A movement arose to revive Hebraism, which bore fruit in the Protestant Reformation. The Reformation spawned philosophies and religious teachings, which developed a multidimensional view of life, seeking to realize the God-given, original nature of human beings. We call this the Abel-type view of life, even as the Cain-type view of life led away from God and faith. The Abel-type view of life guided modern people to seek God in a deeper and more thoughtful way. The German philosopher Immanuel Kant (1724–1804) analyzed philosophically the internal and external pursuits of the original nature, thus pioneering the Abel-type view of life in the philosophical sphere. 8. In his critical philosophy, he assimilated the conflicting theories of empiricism and rationalism. According to Kant, our various sensations occur by contact with external objects. These alone may give us the contents of cognition, but cannot actualize the cognition itself. To have full cognition, one must possess certain forms of intuition and thought, which are a priori and transcendental, with which to unify the various contents, which are a posteriori and experiential through a synthetic judgment. These forms of intuition and thought are the very subjectivity of the self. Therefore, cognition is actualized when the various sensations coming from external objects are integrated and unified with one's subjective forms by the spontaneous action of thinking and understanding. Thus, Kant overturned empiricism, which held that cognition is determined by external objects, and established a new theory, that cognition is governed by the subjective mind. Kant's philosophy was succeeded by a number of idealist philosophers: Johann Fichte (1762–1814), Friedrich Schelling (1775–1854), and Hegel. Hegel, in particular, pioneered a new philosophy based on the Hegelian dialectic. Their idealism solidified the Abel-type view of life. In the field of philosophy, in the religious sphere, new movements emerged, which opposed the prevailing influence of rationalism in religion, and stressed the importance of religious zeal and the inner life. They valued mystical experience over doctrines and rituals. For example, Pietism appeared in Germany, under the leadership of Philipp Spener (1635–1705). This movement had a strong conservative bent and adhered to the traditional faith, while simultaneously emphasizing mystical experience. Pietism spread to England and flourished among the faithful there, giving rise to new church movements, including Methodism, founded by the Wesley brothers John (1703–1791) and Charles (1707–1788). Their work brought about a great revival in England, which had been in a state of spiritual stagnation. George Fox (1624–1691), the English mystic, who founded the Quakers, asserted that Christ is the inner light, which illuminates the souls of believers. He insisted that unless one first receives the Holy Spirit, joins in mystical union with Jesus and experiences Christ's inner light, he cannot understand the true meaning of the Bible. The Quakers endured severe persecution in England, but eventually prospered in America. Emanuel Swedenborg (1688–1772) was a renowned scientist whose spiritual senses were awakened. He began a systematic investigation of the spirit world and discovered many of its secrets. Although his research was long ignored by theologians, recently, as increasing numbers of people have communicated with the spirit world, its value is gradually being recognized. In these diverse ways, the Abel-type view of life was maturing to form the democratic world of today.